Okay, let's dive right in. Have you ever had that light bulb moment, that brilliant idea for a new home, a resort, or some other building, but then immediately felt kind of overwhelmed by how to actually make it happen? Well, today we're going to break down the professional's roadmap for turning that vision into a real, successful construction project, starting from the very beginning.
But first, let's start with a pretty shocking fact. Are you ready for this? A full one out of every 3 construction projects started around the world ends in complete and total failure. I mean, they just stop. They never even get finished. That is a huge number.
So you gotta ask, right? Why? What's going on here? Is it just a string of bad luck? Maybe some bad builders? The weather? Well, the answer is actually none of the above. The real reason for failure is almost always baked right into the project from day one. And that's exactly what we're gonna unpack today, why it happens, and more importantly, how you can make sure it doesn't happen to you. So here's the game plan for this explainer. We'll start by pinpointing the real reason projects go off the rails. Then, we'll talk about the crucial difference between an idea and a concept. It's a big one. After that, we'll walk through the 5 key steps to success, and we'll really dig into assembling your dream team, finding the perfect partners, and understanding the incredible power of a good plan.
All right, let's get right to it. The number one reason projects fail, it's not some clumsy mistake that happens on the construction site. It's actually a really deep misunderstanding, right from the get-go, about what a project even is. So many people just jump straight into designing and building, and they completely miss this foundational first step.
And I mean, look at the numbers here. It's not just about that 1/3 that totally fails. On top of that, a whopping 45% go over budget or blow past their deadlines. So if you do the math, that means only about 1 in 5 projects actually succeeds as planned. This isn't a 50-50 shot, folks. The odds are seriously stacked against you unless you have a rock-solid process.
So to really understand this, let's get on the same page. Here's the official professional definition from the Project Management Institute. A project is a temporary endeavor undertaken to create a unique product, service, or result. Okay, now don't just gloss over that. There are 2 really important words in there, temporary and unique. Temporary means it has a clear beginning and an end, but unique, that's the kicker. It means what you're creating has never been done in exactly this way before, and that uniqueness, that's where all the risk and complexity comes from.
And that uniqueness brings us right to the heart of the problem, the core misunderstanding. See, most failed projects kick off with just an idea, but what they really needed to start with was a concept. Now, I know they sound kind of the same, right? But believe me, the difference between those 2 words is literally the difference between success and failure. This slide just lays it out perfectly. The idea is a simple what. I want to build a resort. Simple enough. But the concept is so much deeper. It's the why. It asks, what is the experience I want to create for my guests? It's not about the concrete and steel. It's about the feeling, the service, the entire experience you're crafting for the people who will actually use that space.
Let me put it this way. That unique product we were talking about, it's never just the physical building. When you build a home, the real product is that feeling of comfort and security. For a resort, it's the specific vibe you're selling. Is it all about luxury? Is it a wellness retreat? Or is it about getting back to nature? And for a factory, the product is in the building itself. It's a smooth, efficient, profitable business that runs for decades. The point is, you have to define that experience first, before anything else.
Okay, so how in the world do you do that, right? How do you take this intangible feeling and turn it into a physical, real-life building? Well, that's where the pros have a system. They use a proven 5-stage project lifecycle. Think of it as the ultimate roadmap that takes you all the way from a fuzzy idea to a finished, successful project.
And here they are, the 5 steps. Step 1 is conceptual development. This is where you define that all-important experience. Next up is detailed design, where you turn that concept into actual blueprints. Then comes procurement, which is all about finding your crew and your materials. After that is implementation. Yep, the actual construction. And finally, handover and closeout. That's when you get the keys. Seriously, following these steps in this exact order is probably the single biggest thing you can do to guarantee success. Now, every single one of these steps is critical, but let's zoom in on a couple of them that people often get wrong. We'll start with stage 2, detailed design. This is the magic moment where your amazing, well-defined concept gets translated into a real, buildable blueprint by a whole team of specialists. And listen, this is so important. The design stage is your last, best, and by far cheapest chance to make changes. Think about it. Moving a wall on a computer screen costs next to nothing.
But moving that exact same wall after it's already been built with concrete and rebar, oh man, that can cost an absolute fortune and throw your whole schedule off. Getting the design right isn't just important, it's everything.
And this is not a one-person show, not by a long shot. A great design needs a whole team of specialists working in harmony. You've got the architect, who's focused on the human experience, the space, the light, the whole feel of the place. But then you need a whole crew of engineers for the structure, the plumbing, the electricity. And then there's the ELV engineer. ELV stands for extra low voltage. Just think of that as the building's nervous system. It's all your data, your security, your communication networks. It's what makes a building smart and safe.
Okay, so once your detailed design is locked in, it's time for Stage 3 procurement. This is where you go out and find the people who are actually going to build this thing, your contractors, your suppliers. But, and this is key, it also serves another hugely important purpose. It's your final, ultimate reality check on the budget. Because when you start getting those bids and quotes back, what's the first thing everyone wants to know? Who's the cheapest, right? But that is absolutely the wrong question to ask. The right question is, who is the right partner? The one who can actually deliver the quality and the experience we defined way back in our concept.
I mean, just look at this table. Contractor A is definitely cheaper, no question about it. But then you start digging a little deeper. You look at their quality, their past projects, you read reviews from their clients, and a totally different story starts to emerge. Contractor B might cost a bit more upfront, but they're the ones who are far more likely to get the job done right, on time, and on budget, delivering that high standard you're dreaming of. Remember, the cheapest price can very quickly turn into the most expensive problem.
And this right here might be the single most important part of the whole process. It's a feedback loop. Once you've chosen your partners and you've added up all the real-world costs, you have to stop and ask one simple question. Does this final number fit my budget? And if the answer is no, you don't just cross your fingers and push ahead. No way. You have to go back to the design stage. You revise and tweak until the plan and the budget finally line up. Just doing this one thing can literally save your project from total financial disaster.
So when you boil it all down, what have we really been talking about? It's all about one thing: the power of the plan. It's about doing the tough, detailed work of building your entire project on paper, from start to finish, long before a single shovel ever touches the dirt. Because here's the thing, those last two stages, implementation and handover, the actual building and getting the keys, they shouldn't be the most stressful parts of the journey. If you've done your homework, if you've nailed the concept, the design, and the procurement, then construction just becomes the smooth, predictable execution of a really solid plan. So, if you take one thing away from all this, let it be this: a successful project isn't built on the ground first, it's built on the right plan first. The real construction, the most important construction, happens in that planning phase. So the next time you have a big idea, ask yourself, am I just trying to build a building, or am I trying to create an unforgettable experience?